Welcome. Well, you're at home with Jim and Joy, and we are thrilled and delighted that you have welcomed us into your home. You know, you are an important part of our EWTN family, and we would love to hear from you today. So give us a jingle at 1-800-221-9460. If you're calling us and you're outside North America, you can reach us at area code 205-271-2980, and you can always send us an email, jimandjoy@ewtn.com. Well,
our good friend is on air with us today, Sheila Weber. She's the executive director of the National Marriage Week USA. Go to nationalmarriageweekusa.org.
Well, Sheila, we would like to welcome you to At Home with Jim and Joy. You've been here before, and we are thrilled to have you.
So great to be back with you. Thank you. You guys do so much for marriage. It's great to talk with you again.
So the campaign is February 7th through the 14th. And how are things going? You've been doing this for so long, and how's the campaign going thus far, and why do we need a campaign regarding marriage?
Yes, well, we want to pick one time frame a year. You know, there's so much noise now all year long from social media that it's great to have one time a year where we especially focus on the benefits of marriage and how to help people find more success.
Yes. And
to get the word out that marriage is the best anti-poverty program we have. It reduces poverty by 25% if we were to have the marriage rates that we had back in 1970. And children have much greater outcomes, better outcomes, less trouble with the law, better school performance, and less teen pregnancies and less addiction. So we want people to know there are places they can get help for their own marriage, and also to think about how to reach out to their community and help their neighbors.
Right. You know, you were mentioning how important it is to have a time that's set apart to really focus upon this. I was just thinking of all the great pro-life work that has gone on recently, the March for Life in Washington, D.C., and the Walk for Life, West Coast, in the San Francisco area, One Life, L.A., 50 states had marches going on. And it's such an encouragement when people who are like-minded see this and to say, I'm not alone. I mean, it's weird to think you might be alone in the belief in a man and a woman, their covenant of marriage, the children born from that union. But to have a national campaign like this says, hey, there are people just like me. Let's take this to the world.
Yes, and we're so thrilled that the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops has come out strongly to encourage every parish to celebrate National Marriage Week, and that there will be, ask your priest to preach about marriage from the pulpit. We actually have a bulletin insert you can easily download for your church bulletin this year. And there's so many resources, lots of video classes and kind of things you can show in your home or at Sunday school. But we have the only national calendar that exists. That's very important so that people can find some sort of help near them. They can plug in their state and find something. Or if you have something going on in your church or your community, you can post it for free so that other people can find you. So we really want people to go to National Marriage Week USA and look at all the resources that exist, encouraging tools and information and a lot of research that would be very helpful for you to have.
Well, Sheila, how can people get involved? Like, I'm in my parish, maybe nothing's happening. I'm not seeing anything in my bulletin. My priest isn't saying anything. My diocese isn't saying anything. How can a regular parishioner get involved just to enhance their own marriage?
That's great. It is not too late. We use next week. It's coming up February 7th to the 14th. We use it as a catalyst. So even if you haven't done anything, you can say, hey, this is a time that let's form a committee. You can find a group of friends and start thinking and planning. I love the idea of, people who want to have a class for marriage in their YMCA or their local library just because it gets you into the community. But a local parish could say, hey, let's just start a Sunday school class for marriage. There are wonderful resources in the Catholic Church at For Your Marriage website, and we highly encourage that. So if you go to nationalmarriageweekusa.org and you can register your email, we don't overwhelm anybody, but it's a great way to keep informed about the things you could do. We also have a Facebook page. That's very easy. Just like us on Facebook, nationalmarriageweekusa.org.
Sheila Weber, thank you so much for your leadership in this area. National Marriage Week, USA.org. Thank you.
Thanks so much for having me. Bye-bye.
Well, we certainly want to support that, and hopefully everyone out there, if you're hearing it's null and void, nothing's happening in your parish, that's a great resource also for your marriage. Has great tips that they constantly give. It's a wonderful website where you can go and say, well, I don't want to teach it, I don't know how to teach it. They have all the resources like right there for everyone to get involved with.
And we're going to continue our conversation with the Bellets, who are here with us today. And Bill and Marie Bellet, sowing seeds of love and prayer in your family. Sowing seeds of love and prayer in your family, especially as we prepare for Lent. So that's their theme. We saw them on Praying as a Family, one of our EWTN shows. And I just watched this couple share. You saw them as well. And they were just so beautiful in the Lord. I mean, they really manifested what marriage and the family is about. So we have to have them on. So they're here with us today. They're going to be a great blessing. So plenty more to come. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Well, you're an important part of our EWTN family, and we would love to hear from you today. It's a live show, so if you have a question for Marie or Bill Bellet, we want you to give us a jingle during the live broadcast at 1-800-221-9460. If you're calling and you're outside North America, you can reach us at area code 205-271-2980, and you can always send us an email, jimandjoy@ewtn.com, and hopefully we'll use your very wise question or your comment right here on the air. Well, it is my pleasure and delight to bring to you Dr. Bill Bellet, who is a clinical psychologist, because Marie gave him so much material. Marie Bellet, who is a singer, songwriter, mother of 9. So these two have a lot going on. There's a lot of wisdom of life and love. Bill's website is outofself.com. You could go to Marie's website, which is Marie Bellet, BELLET.com. Well, we want to welcome your beautiful selves to At Home with Jim and Joy. We're delighted to have you.
Thank you for having us.
And
we
the
were
victory
here a long time ago.
A long time ago. What did you do a long time ago?
How long ago?
About 20 years ago. We were here on Life on the
Life
Rock.
on the Rock.
We had
Because you were so young
With
then.
5 of the kids? Did we have 5?
no, we had 7.
7?
7 of the kids, because Sam was, you had a little bottle you had to pull out when he started to get fussy. They had all the kids out there
Calm
and,
down.
and we sang a song.
So
and
you brought the kids.
Yes.
Yeah. They were on the
That's
set.
awesome.
So you had 7 at that time.
At that
Yeah.
time.
You have 8 boys now.
8
and a
boys
girl.
and 1 girl. Yes.
The Principessa.
Yes.
I'm sure
the
she is. And
Principessa.
she should be.
Yes.
With all those
yes.
boys.
She knows how
going.
to deal with men.
Yeah, well, and
I bet. Yeah.
I
Very
can't wait to see the man that she picks out. That's going to be really something.
That will be interesting. Yes.
Well, tell our family at home a little bit about the two of you. How long you're married, where you're from, and how you got to be the parents of 9.
Well,
That's exciting.
We've been married 30 years, and we met in Nashville, though neither of us are from there. Bill's a New Yorker, and I'm
That's
a
a good
bland
thing.
Midwesterner from Illinois, and I have very low expectations for excitement. But we met in Nashville in a job interview.
I was finishing my dissertation and advertised at the business school where she was attending graduate school, looking for somebody to help with my data analysis. So we met, and I asked her to lunch, and
Turned
then
into
it
dinner.
changed to dinner. And
Yeah, so
And then he asked you to life.
that's right.
Lunch, dinner,
a
do
few
you want to
years.
do life with me? Yeah, sure.
But I think what we recognized in each other, we're complete opposites. But what we recognize in each other, I think, is an intensity and a desire to build a family.
Wow.
I'm from a big family. Bill has 1 brother and a sister, and he wasn't as familiar with all the action. I loved growing up in a big family, the warmth and the confusion, and you know, you're never alone. And I wanted to build that for myself. I think a family is a work of art. And I was in business school because I didn't know if I'd ever find a guy who was a good sport and wanted to go along with that whole plan. So I'm very,
Well, I
very
always
lucky.
wanted to have a big family. I don't know why. I guess, you know, growing up in New York, and many of the families I encountered were large, but it just seemed like fun. And most women, you know, that I would meet would say, yeah, I'll have one or two.
Right.
That just wasn't appealing to me. When she said she was from a big family and wanted a big family, in addition to being beautiful,
That's right. And the both of
And
you
smart.
and all of your beautiful children, which we've had the privilege of seeing on the videos that you've done. So beautiful. And they're not camera shy either. They did a great job.
Well, your desire and love, you know, for family, even before you were married, you know, both of you, and it's just so refreshing, and unfortunately has become so prophetic today. I mean, this isn't a conversation except for those who really get it, you know, in the church and Christianity.
I think people, they don't know what they're missing is the problem. I mean, I used to, when I first was walking around America with 3 kids and then 5 kids with the twins and then on and on, I used to get a lot of unsolicited advice about the spacing of my family, and I think people kind of felt sorry for me. They thought didn't know what I was getting into. And then I was feeling sorry for them because I knew they didn't know what they were missing. And I think when people see a family that's just at peace, that's happy to be where they are and not questioning it, that I think that really is a striking thing these days, because so few people did grow up with the blessing of a big family.
Well, that's what drew us to you both, seeing you on, you know, that family prayer show, praying as a family. And I think this is what the world and the culture needs today, is to not only have the teaching, but to see the modeling. And to see, hey, we're a community of people that are legitimately happy, a little bit crazy at times or whatever, but that's all a part of what's going on. Why, you know, you're a clinical psychologist and you must see so many people. Why is the nature of the family, a man and a woman in that covenant of marriage, children born from that union, why is that so critical? Because there's a lot of other models today, marriage equality and so on, but what's the proof of the pudding? You know, what's the statistics on how these things work out?
Well, you know, the social sciences have a lot of statistics that you hear about, but the bottom line is, if you pour through all of it and look for the bottom line, is people live longer, people are healthier, people are more well-to-do, they enjoy their lives better, and in almost every regard report happiness by doing 2 things: get married and stay married to the same person, have a faith and practice it.
Yeah.
When you add children to the mix, which is what we were made for, and this is the part that I think when Marie says they don't know what they're missing,
Right.
is we've been told, you know, wait for having children and then control how many you have, and
It's all
on and
about
on.
control.
Control,
That's
control,
always-
control. And everybody has so much control, but they're miserable.
They've kind of controlled their lives away, and then things
when-
don't go the way they want.
You know, and you know, I admit I'm very, very controlling person. You know, I used to have everything orderly in my car until I started having kids. My
Right.
tools were in the right place.
Yeah.
And when you let go, it frees you. If you keep controlling, keep gathering, you know, things of this earth, whether it's money or things, you're always just wanting for more. In a family, you're forced to let go. You're forced to have to deal with other people, with irritations, difficulties. And when you have a family that becomes a team, that actually we confront each other, but we laugh at each other. You know, she makes fun of me, the kids make
I
fun
think
of
the
me.
humor, the family humor is what I love best, because when I was growing up, we had like our own little private language. It was always, you know, what kind of mood is mom in? And we were so bonded, you know, from just the shared history. And that humor is something that has carried me through, and our children have it for sure. In fact, we Skype together every Sunday night. They're always kidding each other. You know how boys are, kind of always sparring. And I just find that is like the most fun to me.
Yeah.
It's the most rewarding.
You're talking about the Skyping in, because you've gone through various stages with how many, you may have had, how many at one time at home, and now you have 2 at home?
Yeah, we're down to 2, and so they're just.
So family dinner, right? You did family dinner seriously, right?
Every night.
And so now,
yes.
but 5 in your family aren't there, so you periodically Skype in for what, dinner or prayer?
Well,
or?
what we do is we try to once a week on a Sunday night we Skype in. Now, if somebody's got a lot of studying to do and they can't make it, it's okay. But it's just, you know, we used to always at the dinner table, we tried to, well, dinner was very important. We ate together every night and say, what are the best and worst part of your day? And people would tell their stories and they could practice being funny about it.
Difficulties they had at school and things like that.
But so we try to replace that now with at least, you know, once a week people can say what's going on in their life, and there's a lot of kidding around, but you can just feel, you know, when you see the faces again, you can just feel everybody going, you know, just getting that peace back.
Right.
These people know me, they love me, it's okay if I mess up. Those guys are there. And in addition, they talk to each other quite a bit. The brothers call each other quite a bit.
Yeah, that's what that is true. We really do enjoy that about our children, grown and married and out, that they stay connected to each other. And isn't that the mother's heart of just saying the greatest gift a mother can have is having her children to get along? And because when we're gone, right, you still want your children to have that safe base, that sanctuary of the family to continue. That is the most important thing.
Well, and they're cemented in that family culture.
Right.
Like they know, they hold each other accountable. Now they might, instead of calling Bill or I, call one of their big brothers and let them know what's going on because they're afraid to tell us. But we know that
And sometimes they'll call me and say, don't tell me this, but.
But we know that the shared memory and the history, they know what we would say. And there's not really a question, what would a Bellet do? But they get to hear it from each other.
Right. And that's so beautiful because it is the ironing, sharpening iron.
Yeah.
It's like they don't want to hear. I didn't like that when my children stopped asking us for advice. I was like, he's not asking me for advice. And Jim goes, Joy, he knows exactly what you're going to say. Like, that's your first clue. He doesn't want your advice.
But that's because now he's married.
Right.
And
I wanted to give
which
advice.
is a whole nother kind of deal, you know,
Yeah.
your strong influence in there, but yet they're establishing a family, and you know, you want to give advice, but maybe they don't want your advice. Well, anyway, that's a whole nother chapter that you all
we're
are
not quite there
really
yet.
get to see. Bill, share with me about 8 boys, 8 guys, and a girl. Just the role of a man in that family. Just what's it been like for you relating to them? How is it different from the way she relates to them?
It's very different, and I thank God every day that I had boys because I had one girl, and I don't know what to do with girls. Boys are easy, you know, and when they were little, and they still talk about this, I'd wake up early in the morning before school and had them do calisthenics in the basement, you know, leg lifts.
Yeah.
They hated it.
It was very bonding.
But, you know, I really believe that building toughness was important with love, you know, and taking them out to the tool shed and learning how to use a hammer.
Well, and no excuses. It's like if you don't feel like doing it, too bad.
Right. We didn't ask how you felt about it. We just said you have to do this.
But that's such an important lesson.
And it's like going to church, it's praying. We didn't ask, like, do you want to do this? We just did it. And after they get used to it, it's a beautiful thing. electronics. They complained. Nobody else everybody else in the world has this, that. We don't have phones, iPhones, Xbox.
Video
What's the matter
games.
with us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And later they thank me and thank us.
Right.
Because we wanted to build a culture and people that liked being with each other, looked in each other's eyes, could really give fraternal correction, but also love and comfort, because they felt like they could talk.
Well, I think that one of the things, when you say what's different.
You go out in the
John-
woods, you can talk with a guy.
Right.
Oh, yeah. And you all have done a lot of that. But I think one of the things with Bill is that even as adults, they know that if they call and they've got a problem, Bill will know how to fix it. He knows how to fix everything anyway, and he has just the right tool to fix everything. Is it all organized in his shed?
Yeah.
It used to be organized.
But Bill is the guy who handles things. He knows how to handle the world. And I think that that's...
Well, I pretend to know.
Way to
You
go.
know, but at least you know God who knows.
That's right.
That's right. But I think that gives them a lot of confidence. And that's a tremendous gift to know that your dad's around.
Right.
And he can handle it.
Well, yeah, what you're sharing takes time. Like you're
Yeah.
speaking about people knowing that they're loved, that they can communicate, that whatever. And you say everybody knows what a Bellet should do. Well, that takes time, right?
A lot of time.
And that's a lot of what parents aren't willing to give. So it isn't, some people say, well, isn't this normal what you're doing? Well, it's normal, yes, but there really has to be a dedication of time to actually spend time to be there, to look into their eyes, to share the family philosophy and theology of how we're going to do things around here, how it's going to be, what you can expect.
Yeah.
And to notice them. It's very hard to shut out all the distractions. And even when you're right there in the room with them, even when they might be telling you a story, it's really easy to let your mind wander, especially a little kid telling you a story and you're thinking, yeah, and thinking about the next thing you have to do. And so I think it's really important for kids to know that they're worth your time, that they are worth you wasting time with them, and just hanging out. And it doesn't have to be some big entertaining or productive situation. And our kids have spent a lot of time hanging out with us.
Right.
And so it's a very natural
Marie did a
thing.
very good job of helping me to learn how to waste time, because I always feel like I have to be doing something productive.
Right, because you're a
So-
man.
That's
And
right.
she's making
She
you more
just wants,
complete.
I just want you to sit here and be with us. And it really helped me to be a better father. I heard a statistic that the average amount of time that a father spends one-on-one looking into their child's eye each day is about 35 seconds.
Right.
That's the average.
And that's scary. That's why everything has to be intentional. Like dinner time's intentional, prayer time is intentional, going to church. Everything is intentional. That's what makes you and your family Bellets. This is what we did. This is even a non-negotiable.
And Marie,
right?
you've actually sung about it in terms
Yes.
of marriage in the family and made videos on it, and they're absolutely beautiful.
Oh, thank
and we're going
you.
to take a break at this point. As we go to a break, we're going to watch one of those videos. It's called Ordinary Time. You're going to see it right now. You're going to hear it. It's a great blessing. We'll be right back.
There will come a day for quiet kitchen mornings, lunches with the girls, book clubs in the afternoon. There will come a day for chintz flowers on my sofa, just the perfect lipstick, matching purse and shoes. There will come a day without constant interruption, confusing all my senses, my reason and my rhyme. But for now I trip on the backpacks in the hallway, scrub the crayon from the wall that marks this ordinary time. There will upon the floor. There will come a day.
Welcome back. Well, remember that we want you to be a part of our show. So if you're at home and you're hearing Marie and Bill and you're like, what? I really need to ask them a question. How did they do that? Just give us a jingle during the live broadcast at 1-800-221-9460. If you're calling and you're outside North America, you can reach us at area code 205-271-2980, and you can always send us an email, jimandjoy@ewtn.com, and hopefully we'll use your question or your comment right here on the air. We're having a beautiful conversation with a very seasoned couple, Bill and Marie Bellet, saying you can do it. Bill's website is called outofself.com, and boy, oh boy, don't we all need to be out of ourselves. And Marie Bellet, BELLET.com is her website.
Marie, we can't say enough about your videos and your songs. Really, we watched several of those. They're just so sincere, so beautiful, really hit right where the family is, but especially moms. And we have, you know, children, especially our daughters and their kids. And you speak to that so perfectly. And not only speak
Spot
to
on.
that, but you
Yeah.
sing to it. And there's something different about saying it and singing it. You can't defend yourself against the singing. Like it gets in. I was moved to tears, which is kind of rare for me. But you really speak to it. How did you begin this, or how did it happen?
The songwriting came as a real surprise to me. I used to always sing. I always loved to sing. But I started writing these housewife songs when I was expecting my only girl, Cecilia, and I had 5 little boys, 5 and under, running around. I had bad veins. Bill was working all the time. I didn't have any family in town, and I was really lonely and isolated. And I thought, you know, this is a beautiful life, and it should be a lot more fun. This should be a lot more, and I started imagining what I would say to another woman or a sister who was doing the same things. And so I started, I mean, they're just like what was going on in my inner monologue.
Yeah.
And I think the very first song I wrote is called What I Wanted to Say, about
It's
getting,
tremendous.
well, you know, when you're out in public, but the culture questions family. They don't understand why are you doing this?
Yeah. But you were talking about being on the food, you know, being
In
in
the
the grocery
grocery store
store,
line,
you're going
yeah.
to check out, and people are giving you advice because you got the 4 or 5 kids there.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And my daughter, in particular, the one who has 7,
Yeah.
you know, she hears this all the time about what people say and so on. And you sing this incredible song. Tell us about that. What you want them to know? Like they're making all these comments. You know, women could do other things, or what do you think you're
Yeah.
doing?
Well, I think what's really difficult is you don't know what to say, because here are these beautiful children. I mean, we all think our children are beautiful, and they are. And God makes them beautiful to draw our hearts to them. And here's somebody looking at those same children saying, what? You know, what's up with this? And you just want to say, can't you see they're beautiful? Can't you see this is the best of me?
Yeah.
And if somebody doesn't see beauty, you can't explain it to them. So you're in a kind of a strange position. But when you're at peace, and when you look like you like the kids, and they like each other, and they like you, it is a very stunning example.
It is. And,
And I don't think that we have to have an answer for all the crazy stuff that's out there. I think that if people see you loving each other, that's all the answer they need.
Yeah.
There's so much loneliness and isolation out there.
Yes.
And I don't know, I think that our families are really a beautiful, beautiful reminder that you find yourself when you go out of yourself. And actually, marriages are such an incredible reminder too, because when you see a husband and wife who like each other and treat each other with respect, there's so little respect out there now.
Right.
But that is also a stunning example.
Yeah.
You're
And
beautiful
Marie,
too.
as she wrote music over time, more and more of it was about family life and about marriage. Some good songs about daddies, but also some husband-wife fight songs.
Yeah, a lot of fight songs
know,
in
about
there. Don't you
reality.
think I count? And
Right.
I'm the wife of a busy man. And, you know, when you feel totally ignored and does anybody care what I do?
But when you have a lot of kids and you share in that, it makes marriage more fun because it's difficult. Marriage is difficult.
It's hard
you know.
work.
It's hard work. And when you have to fight for something and do it well, and you've got kids that, you know, when you have a lot of them, you don't have any choice. You know, a lot of folks that have just 1 or 2 kids, I think they go for a drive and, you know, they don't feel the impact of all that's there. But Marie would write these songs, and they'd really, I mean, they get to me.
They do,
I mean,
absolutely.
I'd come home and she'd say, I have a new song, you might hear it. I'll say, that's not about me, is it? Yeah.
I think it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Is that, you know, in a 2 or 3 or 4 minute, you know, song, so much comes home to you. And I just really recommend, especially during Valentine's, you know, week and the whole deal of the season of Lent, you know, watch some of the videos and the songs, as Joy and I did, and they're just a springboard. You know, you don't have to go through a whole seminar to get what they're sharing. It's absolutely beautiful. Joy, let's take this email.
Okay, it says, there are so many outside influences that affect the family. How do you shield the children from the bad influences while still letting them live a normal life? And this is Taylor from Orchard Lake, Michigan.
Well, that's an excellent question.
You have to show them how to think about what they see and they hear. You have to give them the credit, and that's the dinner table conversation. What were the words in that song? What was the message of that movie? How, you know, talk about how do people treat each other? Is that the right way? So they've got the tools when they're not with
and
you.
it's creating that harmony in the group where they want to talk about it. Because if you just ask a kid, how was your day? What'd you learn at school? It was fine, nothing, right? But if you sit with them, and that's what we do at dinner. I mean, we've created a time when there are no cell phones, there's no electronics. We're going to sit.
How primitive.
No, but you do have to enforce the no cell phone. Yeah,
You
because
enforce
it
it.
creeps
They know
in
if
so
I
fast.
hear it even ring at the table that it's going to be confiscated.
Right.
For a while. How long? As long as I feel like, because I said so.
Yeah.
But that inculcates a real sense of membership in something important. After a while, they get used to it, and you know they'll hear the phone ring in the distance, and sometimes they say, "I'm waiting for an important call to answer."
Like they'll leave a message.
But they know this is the main event.
Yeah. They know this.
And when kids know it's the main event, they're going to want to be there and have great memories of being there. And that's the best thing that we can do to fight the culture. Because you can say, oh, it's terrible, it's ugly out there, you don't want all that. But if you don't have a place to go,
they have
it's very alluring.
But
And
they learned that it's the main event because you two believe it's the main event. And that's the big
Right.
problem that I see is that there's just a lot of parents that want all of these results, but it's really not the main event for them. They're not going to compromise their time. They're not going to be present. They're not going to make it happen. It's just busy, busy, busy.
Right.
And it's kind of like you've got to invest in this. Your kids picked up. These two are real. And even though they might challenge you or whatever they're going to do, they're saying like, they really like believe this. They're really committed to us.
And even if it's not a huge group, even if you have one child, you know, we don't know how many children God's going to give you, but if they know that you're everything, that they're everything to you, and have that habit of engagement, that habit of making the sacrifice that it takes to be there with you, and they know that you're noticing the look in their eye and the tone of their voice, that makes them feel worthwhile. I am loved and lovable.
Right.
And so few kids these
Get
days
that.
get any of their parents' attention, or it is that fractured attention where it's you're doing one thing and kind of listening,
You could do everything right, or pretty much right, and sometimes it turns out wrong.
Yeah.
You have some
That's
of
not fun
some
when
of
that
that happen.
happens.
I mean, it turns out. I mean, how painful that is.
One of the things that is really fun to do that the kids do now that they're older, they come back and we watch old family videos. And I'm trying to get the old ones on videotape.
Yeah, we're doing that
We're
right
doing
now.
that
all
now.
digitized.
Yes.
And they laugh and cut up. But one thing that we all notice is we think and the things we do, I think, are important. Having dinners and creating a family culture and prayer life and faith. But the bottom line is each one of them were made a certain way, and they look at themselves and each other and they say, you haven't changed a bit. You were that way from the get-go.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
They're going to have their own temperaments and personalities. But the family is a place to come back to. Kids are going to step away from their faith. They're going to get dry in their faith. But they're going to want to come back if their memories were of a warm place where they had people that they knew cared about them, and that most of the time it was fun.
That's right.
Not always. Sometimes it was tense. Sometimes there are arguments. Sometimes, I used to argue with my son Luke every day on the way to school. It was just like, it was, a sport. But I think that every single one of them, and this is what I encourage families that I see in my practice, is you've got to create a sanctuary, a place that kids, when they're in college and they have to make decisions about, should I do the right thing or the wrong thing, they have to know they're working towards something that they want later in life. Otherwise, everything else out there sounds pretty attractive in the short term to them.
Well, and the beautiful thing about home life is our kids got it. There's unconditional love here, and this is a safe place.
Yeah.
And we all get it that nobody's perfect. We're all striving to be holy, and I used to tell the kids, I am raising you for heaven.
Right.
I don't want you to look like this world. And the way that my daughters dress and the way that the sons, I said, I don't want you to look like this world. We are counterculture. We don't belong here. We don't belong here. We are sojourners on this journey, and heaven is our home.
And part of that is to really keep the long view and know that if somebody messes up big time, and they all will, that to keep the perspective, this could be what was necessary for their sanctification. And you have to give each of those children to the Blessed Mother, and then you know that no matter what that phone call is, that she's going to take care of them. And as painful as it might be, and the worst thing in the world is to have to watch your children suffer. Watch them get rejected, watch them do the same dumb thing again. But if they know that you're kind of at peace with the long view, I don't know, you don't have to freak out about everything. And I think kids read a lot from how freaked out the parents get.
Right.
If they know that you're at peace and that you trust God,
and that's where we have to help each other, because one of us will freak out and the other one
take
has
turns being calm.
Calm down. When she freaks out, when what are they doing? It's dangerous, it's scary. Or when I'm gonna lower the boom, and she says, be gentle.
Be full of mercy, be full of grace. Yeah, and I used to do that with Jim. And that's the beautiful thing about marriage is and when Jim has great strengths, and I have great strengths, and they're not the same. Yeah. And so that's the beautiful thing, is understanding that about each other in marriage, so that when he wants to lower the boom, I'm going, be gentle, he's just a human being, And then Jim's like, stop being so nice. They need a knock upside the head.
I was thinking about this before the show. There's that scripture, I probably got it wrong, but it's like, justice and mercy meet, righteousness and peace kiss each other. And I'm the justice and the righteousness, and Joy's the mercy and the peace.
Justice
and we go at it, but when you try to get it, they do kiss.
Yeah.
It's not just one of the other.
And that's what we fought about the most in our marriage, was tempering them and molding them and shaping them as to what they needed at that time,
Sure.
We've got just about 2 minutes. You've got a minute. Just anything you want to say or anything you want to share with our audience.
Well, I would just say to make your family the main event, and don't panic. This is a very long-term thing, and you got to just keep looking for the good in the other guy. And sometimes you don't see the good in them for decades, and then and it can come back. We really need each other. We're very different, but we really need each other.
Those differences are, you were just talking about them. Our strengths are our weakness. Being too harsh, but we need the strength, the sensitivity, the mercy, but it can go too far. Marriage and family is a place where we erode I'm never going to change completely. She's never going to change completely. But we have softened the edges of our strengths and our weaknesses.
When you try to
and
make...
let that happen in the family. And be joyful to, you know, as I grit my teeth to want order and to have things make sense and to know where my screwdriver is.
Right. Every now and then. It's important.
Well, we're going to have to stop there. It has been an absolute delight to be with you, Marie and Bill.
Thank you.
What an
Thanks for
incredible
having
blessing you are. You're a visible manifestation of the most holy Trinity and the family's love being manifested here on earth. And Marie, you have a wonderful ministry to so many, especially to young women trying to raise a family, and to look at them and just to say, I get it, we get it, keep going.
Yeah.
It's going to be all right over time. Be in it for the long haul.
Yeah.
Make your family the main event.
Amen.
We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. And I think we're going to hear another video. So watch and see.
Well, I don't know who started this, and I don't even care. But the pressure's getting to me, and I gotta get some air. 'Cause the emails and alpha males are making my head spin. And the world, the flesh, the devil, and I can't seem to win. So I sat down and made a list of everything that's wrong. What's wrong with you, what's wrong with me, and how that list went on. Do you think you could forgive me for trying to be so right? 'Cause hearts were made for better things. They were made to catch the light. So lighten up, lighten up, lighten up, lighten up, ooh.
Welcome back. Well, you're an important part of our EWTN family, and we would love for you to join us live right here on At Home. And you could be a member of our studio audience. All you need to do is contact the EWTN Pilgrimage Department, send them an email, pilgrimages@ewtn.com, give them a jingle at 205-271-2966. Maybe you're thinking about coming with your husband or your wife, your family, or church. We would love to have you, and then you just take a short ride up to Hansville and you can visit Mother Angelica's resting place. Well, right now we're going to go straight to Rome to hear from Joan. Joan, what do you have for us today?
Well, greetings from Rome to everyone at home. And yesterday, Pope Francis at the Angelus made a special announcement, kind of an invitation, if you will, inviting all men and women of goodwill to join him in a day of prayer and fasting for the war-torn peoples of the Democratic Republic of the Congo and of South Sudan. Now, he was actually talking to the 20 or so thousand faithful in St. Peter's Square, the ones who come every week, of course, to see him at the Angelus. And what he said was, faced with the tragic, protracted situation of conflict in different parts of the world, I invite all the faithful to take part in a special day of prayer and fasting for peace on February 23rd, the first Friday of Lent. And then, as he's done on other occasions, the Pope invited non-Catholics and even non-Christians to participate in this initiative in whatever way they deemed appropriate. And then, by the way, he also assured the people of Madagascar of his closeness to them, and he noted that Madagascar was recently hit by a strong cyclone, which has caused victims, displaced people, and wreaked a tremendous amount of damage. He said he hoped they would be supported by the Lord. And then, very importantly, the Pope indicated that yesterday Italy was celebrating the Day for Life. It was on the theme, the Gospel of Life, Joy for the World. And the Pope encouraged all those in Italy who are members of these pro-life groups. In particular, he mentioned Movimento per la Vita, the movement for life. And he greeted the people who were in the square. But then the Pope added, kind of sadly, he said, I think there's too few of you, and this worries me, because not so many fight for life in a world where every day more weapons are made, where everyday laws against life are made, and where everyday life goes on with this culture of waste, which is meant to discard what is not needed and those who seem burdensome. And the Pope said, please everyone, we've got to become more aware of Defense for Life movements, and we've got to, especially in this moment of destruction and the discarding of humanity. So powerful words again, pro-life from Pope Francis, but time's up. Back to you at home.
Joan, thank you so much for sharing the prophetic words by our Holy Father and his pastoral heart for war-torn nations, human beings so impacted, the gospel of life and standing for life at every phase and stage of life. Thank God we have a Papa like that that stands up and speaks the truth in love. Father, it's always good to see your face.
Yeah, it's good to see you all too.
Another wonderful show today. The Bellets.
Praise the Lord, yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful
Amazing.
people.
Yeah.
Your reflections.
Oh, well, of course, like I said, a very impressive show today. And I want to share a story. I did meet Bill many years ago, and I was so impressed that he kind of left an impression on me at that time. This must have been back in 2003 or 2004. We used to drive the brothers down there to Tennessee, and he used to give us our psychological exams. And so I would drive so that the brothers could be rested. And one day we met up with him, and we just spoke to him, and I think we had dinner with him. But all he talked about was his kids and his wife. And yeah, of course, you know, he said like their issues and things, but it was more about their talents and their gifts and the good in them and all of that. And this stayed with me all these years, you know. It was back in 2003, 2004, because here's this man who's so invested in his family. He didn't really talk about himself or his practice, but it was just all about his wife and kids. And here's a man who truly loves his family, his wife and kids. And
I thought you were
still remember that.
I thought you were going to say you never forgot him because he made you do sit-ups and push-ups.
No, he didn't do that.
Okay, so it was more than that. It was bigger because he's known for that too. With his kids.
That would have been fun.
But that's such a beautiful testimony.
Sure, it sure is.
You
It's
know.
just, but we talked. I mean, the theme of the show is sowing seeds. You know, sowing seeds, and you said something about that earlier.
Yeah.
And so that's a seed there. You know, sometimes I talk to many families, and or men and women, or mothers and fathers, and they don't talk about their kids at all. But he did, you know, and it's a testimony to the family is that they hang in there. You know, that's how you show great love, is that you're there, you're being there. I mean, you may not always have the right words and everything, but you're there, and that's what the kids need. They need somebody who's there, the mother and father.
I think the beautiful thing about parenting is there are so many intentional tasks that you have to do. Bathing every day and making all these meals and doing the laundry, and you're kind of like, God, where are you in the midst of this, you know? And he's so near and close to us. We just have to say, Jesus, you're in the folding of the laundry, you're in the washing of the dishes, you're in all these little faces that come up to me and that, you know, call my name like a million times, and you just want to change your name. Stop calling me mommy, like call me Frank. My name's Frank. I'm no longer mommy anymore. But those are the encounters of that beautiful child, mother to child, that then, and in a minute, they grow. I mean, your childhood, it happens so fast, right?
Yeah.
So you can't miss those moments.
Think of that scripture that speaks about a woman shall be saved through childbirth or childbearing, you know, whatever that means. But this whole thing of the feminine genius that John Paul spoke about, something to do with that feminine nature, having a womb, nurturing, whether it's spiritually, maybe you don't have a child, but it's that womb, it's that nurturing thing, it's that feminine thing, it's that they're built for sacrifice. They have a head start on men, just they're built just their way. And Marie is such a beautiful witness to that, and Joy, to rehumanize our culture. I mean, that's what she's doing. That's what he's doing. And to testify to the beauty of marriage. You know, we spend a lot of time, hopefully more time, speaking about religious vocations. You know, priests get up and so on. And I sit there sometimes and I just say, you know, we need people to stand up from the pulpit and talk about the vocation of marriage and pray for the vocation of marriage as it's being assaulted from every angle and every way. And that's the Bellets. And that's what EWTN does through shows like this, is to lift up the grandeur, the beauty, the natural law teaching, the joy of marriage in the family. How desperately we need that today.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, as we were talking a little bit about that last week, but you raise a good family, you know, these kids are going to be stable, they're going to be responsible, they're going to go out in the world and impact the world because they've got a foundation that was laid for them in the home. Yeah, yeah.
Well, Father, why don't you lead us in a prayer and give us your blessing that more vocations would be raised up for marriage and the family.
Sure. Lord God Almighty, we thank you for the great works you're doing in our lives, God. And Lord, we lift up to you family life in this world. And God, we ask that you strengthen all the families out there, Lord, that you consume them with your love, God. Do great things for them, and so that these mothers and fathers may raise great children who give you glory. And may Almighty God bless all of us, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Father.
Thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you for your prayers and your support of EWTN. It's just so important that we all together, in faith, in hope, and love, believe that life, marriage, and the family will prevail upon the face of the earth, that the Almighty is with us. This is the natural law. This is the divine teaching of the Church. May we embrace it joyfully and willingly and demonstrate it before the whole world. We're going to end our show with Marie Bellet, entitled, I Have Watched You. I Have Watched You. So we go out with this, and I hope that you'll visit her website and you'll just love her music videos. God bless you.
I have watched you standing there, acting like you just don't care, while others laugh and point and stare at, oh, how I love you. I have watched your hopeful grin, get back up and try again, right back